N'Golo Kante is famously known for his infinite amount of energy he has, constantly running, constantly working hard without any complaint.
Hello everyone.
And many footballers just like you would absolutely dream of having that sort of level of conditioning and energy. But they make the mistake of not actually knowing how to train or what to do in order to get that fit as a footballer. They go on these 5k runs, 5k cycles, whatever it may be, and they think that's enough. But that's not right. So I'm going to tell you what you need to do to get as fit as N'Golo Kante. But to do that, I need to tell you a personal story of mine. And what happened is probably one of the best feelings in football, one of the best moments for me in my career. And thinking about this always brings me joy, and it does relate to the topic of today's discussion, which is fitness within football. So throughout my short career so far, I've played at quite a lot of clubs, but no matter where I've been, no matter what standard, what league, what level, what team, I've always been, if not one of, then the fittest player in the club. Whenever we do fitness drills or fitness tests, I'd always smash them, and my teammates could simply just not keep up, or even keep close for that matter.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy. Come get some.
And the feeling of my teammates looking at me during these fitness tests or fitness drills and thinking, you know, what on earth is this guy doing outside of team training? But not only thinking, actually like coming up and asking me, you know, what are you actually doing? How are you this fit? They'd ask me, how and why are you fitter than everyone else? And not just by a bit, by a lot. Beforehand, I never knew what type of feeling this would actually be. I never expected to feel that amount of satisfaction just from hearing a question like this from one of my teammates. But why did I feel like that? And that is simply because I was finally actually seeing the rewards of all the work I was putting in outside of team training. And the stuff that I was actually doing was then proven to me that it's actually working and it's efficient. And you can have this exact experience yourself. There's no need to continue with these useless 5k runs, trying these crazy diets, trying this stupid workout routine. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did and how you can do it as well. Because like I said, you can have this feeling too. You deserve this experience of players looking at you in training and thinking, what on earth is this guy doing? How is this guy in such a better condition than all of us? Because you can reach that point as well. Just imagine turning up to training and matches and your teammates, opponents, and coaches all being blown away by how fit you are and in what good shape you actually are in. So, how do you actually start? There are a lot of aspects when it comes to football fitness, so this isn't going to be a science lesson. I'm just going to give you the basics, give you a rundown, and actually let you know how to start and what to do. So to start, a very easy place to start would just be interval running. We talk about fitness and why 5k runs aren't amazing for footballers, and that is because all your work you do, you should try and relate it as much as possible to a football game. Yes, 5k runs does improve your overall condition, your fitness, your aerobic fitness, but if you translate that onto a pitch, when on earth would you run 5 kilometers on a pitch at a steady pace? You don't. In football, there's a lot of sharp movements, short, sharp movements for that matter. You're changing pace, you're changing direction, you're walking for 5 seconds, and you're sprinting, and then you're jogging. So we have to relate our training regime to that specific movements, which is why interval running is a great place to start, because it's easy, it's basic, but it's efficient. A very easy example of this will simply be sprint for 30 seconds, jog slowly for 30 seconds. It's that simple. There's no need to overcomplicate it. Of course, over time you can get more specific and change the drills up and add some, incline or change of direction, add a walk in there, etc., etc. But just to break it down to the very basics, to give you an example of what it can look like. So like I said, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. That is an interval run. That is relating to football, and this will train your anaerobic system. Like I said, there are other aspects of to fitness. There's your base fitness, there is your aerobic system, which is needed for some movements in football, and 5k runs do train that. But if you had to decide, if you had an hour to train fitness and you didn't want to overwork and you had to choose between a 5k run and an interval running session, it's interval every single day. Now you can't do this too much. 2 to 3 times a week is more than enough in your off season. In your pre-season as well, it's okay to do it extra fitness, but during season, you don't really want to be doing too much interval running outside of team training, maybe once a week. You just want to preserve and feel as fresh as possible for match day, obviously, but going back to actually off season, like I did say, 2 to 3 sessions a week is perfect. Even then, 2 sessions would be more than enough, because you should be getting a lot of football based fitness in your actual ball work you're doing. The other aspects of fitness obviously do go into your workout regime, your sleep, your diet, hydration, etc, etc. So you can't just do interval running and then forget everything else. It has to be a balance of everything you know you should be doing. If you're doing training and you have a terrible diet and you sleep 4 hours a day and then have a 2-hour nap in the afternoon, you're not going to progress very well as a footballer. But with these extremely basic tips, like I said, the interval running, if you're unaware, search up the famous John Terry interval running and you will do very, very well. And be prepared, if you do this consistently over your off-season period, be prepared for your teammates to look at you running in these fitness drills and think, what on earth are you doing? How have you reached this level of fitness? I know it's easier said than done, and fitness work is tough, but like I said, start with the basics, progress as you progress, and enjoy getting in the best shape of your life.